Elon Musk and his team at DOGE have officially uncovered their craziest discovery to date. Apparently vampires are real because right now in the Social Security database, we have people who are ages 120 all the way up to 160 who are still getting Social Security checks. What is happening in our government? And can you imagine if Trump would not have won this election? But before we dive into all of this, my name is Clayton Kearns of TrendingPolitics.com. If you have not subscribed already, please make sure to do so. It helps us tremendously. And then also make sure to like this video as well for the algorithm. So, as I said, yesterday, Elon Musk posted this tweet. He said, according to the Social Security database, these are the numbers of the people in the age bucket with the death field set to false. So translation, that means that in the database, they are alive. He says, maybe Twilight is real and there are a lot of vampires collecting Social Security. And so all these people are set to alive, 100 to 110, ages 110 to 119. We even have a couple people who are 360 to 369 years old in the Social Security database set to alive. What is happening, people? Can you imagine if this would have continued to go unchecked? Thankfully, so this tweet has 82 million views. Thankfully, this is starting to get uncovered. Let's take a look at Trump's press conference earlier today to see what he had to say about it. As always, he said he went about it in a very entertaining fashion. So here he is.
From 120 years old, people that are 120 years old up to 129, 3,472,000 people. Wow. You know, that can't possibly be because the record is like, I think it's one person, a woman, lived to 127, but they have 3,472. Okay, but now we're going really in. People from 130 years old to 139 year old, 3,936,000. Wow. I wonder if people are getting paid with all this. I mean, are these checks, and that's what we're checking right now. People from 140 years old to 149 years old, 3,542,000, 140 years old and beyond. Now we're really going because we're looking to break the record by 25 years. People from 150 years old to 159 years old, 1,345,000. These are in the, by the way, these are in the computer files. This is what they do well.
So can you imagine, and like Trump was saying, like we're trying to see if these people are still getting checks every month. Even if only 10% of these people are still getting Social Security checks every month, that is a huge waste of taxpayer dollars. That is a huge waste of money that the Social Security system is never going to see again. Yet they're in the database as alive. And by the way, I say conservatively, oh, if only 10% of those people are still getting checks, guys, seeing all of the corruption and all the waste and all the fraud and all the abuse that DOGE has uncovered over the last few weeks, do you really think it's only 10%? It's probably upwards of 40, 50, 60% of these people are probably getting some sort of compensation. And it's money that the system will never see back again. And I'm almost afraid to see what those numbers are. Case in point, on NBC, they just reported that the Social Security Administration made $72 billion in improper payments over an 8-year period, according to an Inspector General audit. And this is without a comprehensive search. Check this out.
Inspector General audit last year that showed over an 8-year period, the Social Security Administration made almost $72 billion in improper payments, a little less than 1% of payments in that time period. Now, the report also says that most of these improper payments were overpayments, not payments to deceased people or people who didn't qualify to receive these payments. At the same time, Jose, this effort by DOGE is to go through this agency like every other and try to weed out waste and fraud.
Yeah, I mean, and also 72 billion, and that's without a comprehensive search. I mean, that's significant.
And again, this is without a deep dive search. I mean, just imagine how many more improper payments went out that we don't even know about. just wait until Elon's team gets in there. We could be finding out something that's far more sinister and far more devastating than this. Just to further illustrate this point, let's take a look at this recent post here by DOGE and just read off a couple of these line items of places that our taxpayer money has gone over the last few years. According to DOGE, U.S. taxpayer dollars were going to be spent, or these were going to be spent on the following items, all which have been canceled. $10 million for Mozambique voluntary medical male circumcision. $9.7 million for UC Berkeley to develop a cohort of Cambodian youth with enterprise-driven skills. $2.3 million for strengthening independent voices in Cambodia. They really like Cambodia, don't they? $32 million to the Prague Civil Society Center. $40 million for the Gender Equality and Women Empowerment Hub. $14 million for improving public procurement in Serbia. I mean, guys, why help homeless veterans in the United States of America when we can send $14 million to improving public procurement in Serbia? I mean, come on, that just makes sense, right? $486 million to the Consortium for Elections and Political Process Strengthening, including $22 million for inclusive and participatory political process in Moldova, for $21 million for voter turnout in India. And I could keep going on and on and on, but I think you get the point of the kind of insane programs that our taxpayer dollars have been going to. And the tough realization is to realize just how long this has been going on. I mean, we're talking for decades and decades and decades. And surely the United States of America was probably, if Trump wouldn't have got in, on the brink of default collapse, because how long can you sustain this type of waste, fraud, and abuse? It just can't happen. On top of all that, Elon Musk, over the past couple days, has also said, hey, how about the gold in Fort Knox? Has anyone checked on that lately? And basically everyone's saying, yeah, no, there's not a yearly audit on the gold in Fort Knox. And he's like, hey, well, somebody should go audit it. And so he tweeted this yesterday, who's confirming that gold wasn't stolen from Fort Knox? Maybe it's there, maybe it's not. That gold is owned by the American public. We want to know if it's still there. And Mike Lee posted this. This is what Elon was responding to. As a U.S. Senator, I've tried repeatedly to get into Fort Knox. Fort Knox says, you can't come to Fort Knox. Me, why? Fort Knox, it's a military installation. Me, I'm a senator. I go to military bases all the time. Fort Knox, you still can't come because you can't. And Elon is also suggesting doing a live video walkthrough of Fort Knox, which that would be a spectacle. And then he tweeted out this meme looking for the gold at Fort Knox, and it's gone. Obviously, we don't know if that's the case yet, but he says the gold is the property of the American people. I sure hope it's still there. And certainly it better be there, because the implications, if we do not have the gold we think we do, with all the things that have been happening in the precious metal market lately, with the Bank of London not having any inventory because a lot of it's being shipped to New York, there are some crazy things happening right now. And none of this was looked into. It just never occurred to these people to look into this. And I don't understand it. But thankfully, we're finally getting to the bottom of this. So please let me know what you think about this fraud, this waste, this abuse. And make sure to stick around for the next video, because we're going to keep going into this topic every single day. And I am anxious to find out what else we don't know. Because if this is all that we know, imagine everything that we don't know. So that's all I got for today. My name is Clayton Kearns from Trending Politics. Once again, if you're still watching the video at this point, that means you liked it. So please make sure to leave a like on the video and comment below. It really helps us out in the algorithm. And also subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, okay? So I will be talking with you very soon, and you guys have a great rest of your day.